What is up, peeps? Darlene Weenie here, and welcome to another video. As you can tell, we are doing a mukbang, and we're going to be pairing it with a Q&A about our parenting journey. If you guys are excited for this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so we got some seafood boil here. I just got some snow crab and shrimp.
And I got some extraordinary stuff in mine, including snow crab and shrimp.
This is my first time trying seafood boil. So fun fact, I don't like any slimy food, so it's gonna be interesting for me.
She don't like any seafood. You put it
I like seafood, I just don't like I'm the texture person.
What a shame.
So.
This is not serious fingers. This.
Oh, where's that from?
Bring it on. Come on, bro.
This actually looks pretty good.
Let's cheers.
Cheers. Mmm.
It ain't too textured? Mm-mm. Oh my gosh, that is good. That is good. The first question about parenting, right? This goes out to all the baby mamas. This goes out to all the baby fathers. What is the most surprising lesson you've learned as a parent? Well, I wouldn't say it's more surprising. People tell me it, but until I was in it, I didn't feel it. It's like, you're not gonna have much time for yourself anymore to do things that you would want to do for yourself. Before you was a parent, you had much time to do this, or you could do that, or you could switch up your schedule this way and be like, oh, I ain't get this done, but I could do this like at the end of the day or in the middle of the day. But like when you have a kid, like all of that is ruined. You can't do that anymore. You have to like stick to the schedule, I would say.
I see what you mean. I feel like a lot of people warned me about that.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
My baby was sleeping in the room. He's awake now. I honestly didn't have anything surprising because everything that everybody warned me about, it's been happening, and I haven't had anything like
wow, nothing changed, nothing blow your mind like, damn, bro.
No. Nope. Nothing.
That's because Darlene Weenie knows it all.
Next question. What is one thing you think you can work on or do better in terms of parenting? And what do you think your partner needs to work on? Definitely for myself, this one is easy. Patience. I am not a patience person. Like, whenever I have to teach the baby how to use his spoon, when we had to first teach him how to use a sippy cup, that was a little bit hard for me. I would just be like, Dwight, help me. Like, I just don't have patience, and I'm working on it because he's going to keep learning things, and I'm going to have to continue to teach him things, and I have to be very patient because not everybody learns at the same pace. So that's my answer for myself. Now for you,
I want to know this.
I think that you have to learn or realize that this child is a child and he is not an adult. So he tries to handle him as an adult. Like whenever he does something wrong, he'll tell him you can't do that. Like he tries to tell him you're not supposed to do that. Like he expects the baby to understand him. He tries to teach him a lesson and like speaking to him, which it's good to speak to him. Yeah, I get it. But if you're trying to tell him not to do something, like logically speaking, the baby doesn't understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. So one thing I think I need to work on is I feel like I need to be a little bit more sentimental because I'm not really that sentimental when it comes towards him. I mean, I am sentimental, like I love my child, but at the same time,
I think what he means is like you don't really take into consideration his feelings.
Yeah.
Which is it's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. It just depends how you see it.
I feel like Darlene need to work on more is being way too sentimental towards certain things.
Like stop being.
Yeah, I feel like you're way too sentimental when he like as soon as he cry, it's like a radar in her brain. Like, oh, what happened? What happened? And it's like, chill out. Like, he's a child. He's gonna cry, and at the same time, like some of the things he crying for is like, children like they do certain things just to seek attention, and I don't want my kid to be an attention seeker, you know. So I feel like that's one thing you got to work on.
What have you learned about your partner in this new journey of life?
One thing I've learned, I don't think I learned this from a long time ago, that Darlene Weenie is she loved very hard, you know? And yeah, I know that because of how she treated me, but her baby boy, her Dwighito.
All right, what have I learned about you? Man.
She said it's a hard question.
Maybe not learned, but I realized like he's told me this before, like he's very protective over his like family and stuff. He's not afraid of hurting other people if he feels like they're a threat.
They're a threat to who?
To us.
Okay.
Yeah, to us. Like he's told me so much, like, and the way he like says it, like so passionately, like makes me realize that okay, yeah, we're protected, which it makes me feel good.
I mean, you won't see until you know, until that time comes.
You could be all
maybe
talk,
I might be a coward.
Hopefully not. Hopefully I don't ever get to see that.
Watch out, folks. With my family, yeah?
Alright, we are back after some child difficulties.
Technical children. This is what it is to be parents, man. That's what it is, though.
Yep.
For real.
Our food is probably cold, but it's alright. Let's keep going. Alright, next question. How has your outlook about life changed since having a child? Okay, well, this is an easy answer. What is going on in the world? When I was not a parent, I only worried about myself. Like, obviously I worried about you, but like, you have your own mind, I have my own mind. Yeah. Like, I wasn't worried about us going through whatever the world is going through. But now, like, all the things that are changing in our school system and all that, like before I used to never really pay attention because it didn't really affect me. But now, like with my child, I'm very protective over him and I want to raise him the way we want to raise him.
Preach.
Yep. So,
Preach.
So there's my perspective on life has really, really changed from the parent lens. There are some things that we will be doing that a lot of people don't do because we don't agree with a lot of things. I'm just gonna say it very vaguely because
if you know, you know, and you know. My answer to that question is gonna be really easy as well. It's the same thing as Darlene. My outlook on life has changed very much. I never really cared about the news, and now I really do care about the news. I never really cared about certain things that I'm looking up. Now I really do care about it because it's like, what world are we leaving our child to live in, And what values and morals and perspective we want to teach him now so when he grow up, because the Bible says, train a child in the way he should go, and in the end, they would never depart from it. So that's what we're thinking about right now, like a lot. Huh?
Yep.
Like down there every day, that's our conversation on. Something along those lines. So, yeah, our outlook on life changed very much. Like, I'm not gonna even lie. Being responsible for another kid really grows you up. For another human being, really grows you up really quick. Really quick. So, especially when it's your child, because some people are responsible for for their mom's kids, so like, you know, all the siblings, and you
Yep.
have to deal with that.
Yep.
But
I guess
when it's
now
your
too,
kid-
like I just get really, like whenever we're gonna go places, I used to not really care about my surroundings. Like I used to care, but not to the point where I had to think about it. Now, like whenever I go into environments, is my child going to be safe? It's not just so much about myself. Am I going to be safe? But is my child going to be safe?
I second that. Third that and fourth that.
What do you think has been the hardest thing you've faced now that you're a parent?
That's a hard question for me.
Yeah.
Because ain't nothing hard for a nigga like me. I'm playing. I'm playing. But what's the hardest thing? I think it would be like time management for me. It's like we have to stay on schedule with everything. Like,
You know that was my answer?
yeah.
Yeah, well, like kind of more so on the side of like I gotta find time for myself. I also have to find time for my child first and foremost, and I gotta find time for you, which is probably if me and him are not okay, like everything is gonna crumble. So our relationship to me is very, very important on that side. So finding time for like myself, for you, for the baby, and for all the things that you have to do and you have to get done every day.
Yeah.
So I guess
It's
we kinda
just
have
being
the same-
intentional with your time, and like, and you know, sometimes like I ain't gonna even lie, I could fall off in that area.
I agree. I feel like that's most men though.
What?
Like females think about that way more than males.
Because I'm more of an optimistic person, I feel like I could get certain stuff done like in a certain amount of time, and then once you get into it, you're like, well, shit. You know, like damn. like- But yeah, time management for me, and I guess time management for you as well.
Yeah, that's my answer too.
This corn slopping though, and I ain't even lie to you.
Yeah, the corn is really good. Okay, next question. How did you feel the first time you held your baby? And has that feeling changed? Oh man. I've had this question a lot, especially from females. But it's a feeling that I just cannot explain. Like, you see a person, this is what I really believe. On love at first sight, because although it's kind of in between, because since the baby was in my belly, I could already start feeling a little something, but it wasn't there because I couldn't really see him, I couldn't touch him, feel him, whatever, all the five senses. But whenever he came out and I held him, oh my gosh, like a huge gush of love feeling came onto me that I don't know. I just don't know. I guess that's the best description that I have. A great gush of love feeling. That's my answer. That's basically it.
For me, it's a different. It was different. Like, I can't tell you how I felt at the beginning. It was like love at first sight. No, it wasn't for me. Like, not at all. I was crowning for a long time. Like, and he came out with the back of his head long as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. And that's the first thing that came to me. It came out looking like Mojo Jojo. You know who Mojo Jojo is?
Nope.
Like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by
Yours truly.
yours truly. When he came out, it was like, dang, like I'm actually a parent, but it didn't feel like I was a parent yet, you know? So I had, like, it was a confusing feeling to me. Like, even when I hold him, it was kind of confusing because I'm like, dang, bro, like, I'm actually a parent, but it don't feel like I'm a parent. I'm holding this kid and I'm responsible for him, but, like, I feel like the same person. And, like, I thought something was going to change. I thought when I saw him, it was going to be, like, this extravagant, but it wasn't, like, nothing like that for me. And then, has my feelings changed? Definitely my feelings changed. Like, you could even tell that. Like, the more and the more and the more he grow up, the more he have a personality, the more he like I'm able to interact with him and do certain things, and he notice it. It's like, dang, yo, this my little nigga right here. This my, you know.
He does say sometimes, randomly, he tells me, "I really love this child."
Yeah. So the more I'm able to interact and do certain things with him, it's like, I don't know. Maybe when I have a girl, when we have a girl, I say I. When we have a girl, it might be different. Like everybody said, but with him, it wasn't nothing like that.
That's understandable. Next question is, what is one personality trait that you see in your child that you love? Oh gosh!
One personality trait, and there's something Darlene had to point out, so it's probably gonna be her answer too. Since it's my first time, my turn to answer first, I'm gonna
steal my answer.
It might be an answer, I don't know, but he's persistent. Like, is that your answer? Is that gonna be your answer?
I was gonna say determined.
Yeah, he's persistent. So like, whenever he sees something that's challenging to him, he's not gonna back down from doing it. He's gonna sit there, think about it first. But you know how some kids think about it and then they back off. They're like, oh hell no, I ain't doing none of that. Him, nah, he'd think about it and then he gonna go. He ain't never the type of person to like, the type of kid. I say the type of person. So like, be scared of anything or like back away from doing something. He just gonna go. But maybe that's just a boy thing. Some boys just go though. He's think about it, you know. He always thinking about it.
He calculates things. So
then go. You can answer.
I want to give the example of. So we took him to the park for his first time not so long ago. Like what, 2 weeks ago? Especially because we live in Nebraska and the weather is not it here. It's already April and it snowed, so we couldn't really take him to the park before then. But we took him to the park, and you know how there's like sidewalk and then there's like a section, like a bouncy section. I don't know how you call that.
It's kind of like rubber or clay for kids not to fall.
Yeah. And then obviously there's the sand part. So every time that he would go to a different type of floor, he would look at it, he would go into it, he would look at it, think about it, calculate how he's going to go and step on this thing so that he doesn't fall. Then he would back away, turn around, he would stop, and he would probably think, nah, I gotta do this. And he would do that every time. Like, he would go, he would stop, he would think about it, calculate, walk away from it, and he would just go back and just do it. And he didn't really fall, right?
Yeah.
So it was his first time like walking on like different types of floors, I guess, from outside.
And keep in mind, it's different levels too.
Yeah, like one was higher, one was lower.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's the answer. Oh.
I think he's going to be a go-getter. Like, he's going to go and get what he wants, like, or what he needs to do, he's going to go get it done.
So y'all girls, them watch out there? I thought you was going to say something about that. Like, nah.
It could be in terms of, like, getting a girl, I guess. But, like, in life.
I know what you mean. I just wanted to get on your bad side, but it didn't work.
What do you see in your child that you see in your partner?
It's on you first.
The first thing that, because whenever me and Dwight met, he wasn't a very touchy person. Like, he wasn't clingy. That's a better word. The baby is the exact same way. I try to give him some love, and he like pushes me away, or like he like walks away or something. Like, he doesn't. But whenever he does want some love, he'll come and like he'll hug me and stuff. But whenever I give him excessive amounts of love, I think he gets annoyed.
And I'm the exact way. And I don't get annoyed when you do that. No. Because you're my baby girl. And you have to show me love. But Yeah, I'm the same way.
So I think that's one of the
It's
things
so
that
intense.
I see in him that I see in you.
Personality that I see in this boy that will remind me of Darlene is this nigga is not having it when he wake up in the mornings. When he wake up in the morning, he in a bad mood automatically. Especially when he
whenever-
don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
When he gets sleep, he wake up in a good mood. But when he feel like he don't get enough sleep, or when he get a little bit amount of sleep, when he goes to sleep late and wake up early to go to daycare or whatever, he is not having it at all.
I do agree
And
with that.
This one over
I'm the
here.
exact same way. I take
Let me
sleep
tell
very,
you.
very seriously.
Let me tell you. What is one thing you had before becoming a parent that you wish you still had?
It's probably gonna be your same answer, but time. Like, okay, maybe not time. I would say downtime. I wish I still had downtime.
For me, it's the same thing, but I wish I had
I
more.
wasn't done answering the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can keep on going. I thought you just lied.
Whenever, obviously, I wasn't a parent, I used to set some time aside for myself to like get my mind off of things, like watch a show where I'm just enjoying it, eat a snack, enjoyably, without being bothered. Now,
Do a YouTube video.
yep, do a YouTube video without getting interrupted. Yeah, that's definitely not happening. Now I'm still like learning to cope with it. But at the end of the day, I look at that precious face and I'm like, what are you doing, darling? Like, stop wanting downtime. Like, you're doing it for this precious child.
For me, it would be like time, but time in a different sense. Yeah, I think it would be like more time with you, you know,
Oh yeah.
because before him, like we used to go on, like we used to have date nights, we used to have movie nights,
Yeah.
and we used to have like wine nights. We used to have pizza nights. We used to have all kind of different things to do together, and we used to have cheat days before him. Like a lot of different things. I mean, we still do that now, but it's like less time to do it. Like, or right now we're trying to do a mukbang right now, and like we planned it to where he was supposed to be sleeping, and obviously y'all know he ain't sleeping right now. This dude is up and about. So like I say, we have to like be intentional with our time now, whereas when we were free without a child, like we could have just been like, all right, like we ain't get it done this morning, so we could do it this afternoon, but like no, that's not happening anymore.
But that one is a big one, like spending time with you, or like you spending time with me, because we do spend time together a lot, but we're not 100% there, because we're always like, we have to be attentive of the baby. Like, we can't just leave him to be a menace to society. So only when he's sleeping, that's when we're 100% with each other.
Like, look at him right now buying this. It's just it is what it is. It's coming parenting, I guess.
Yep. Alrighty, next question. Why do you think it is important for a child to have a mother and a father?
I think it's really important because I feel like that goes with nature versus nurture, kind of, on my side. Like, there's things that I feel like a mother could do that a father could definitely not do. And Darlene disagreed with me with this one. I feel like there's things that a father could do that a mother definitely can't do. In terms of, like, even, like I say, with him crying, like, with Darlene, she balanced me out because sometimes I go straight into, bro, what you crying for? Like, ain't nothing, I'm more of the person like, bro, what you crying for? And then she'd be like, oh, he hit himself on his head, or, and I'm like, damn, bro, I need to be a little bit more sentimental on that side. But there's times where I have to balance her out because he's crying for nothing, and I'm like, yo, Darlene, he just crying for nothing. So, like, don't show him all that affection. We're just crying for nothing, and then he gonna continue to cry for nothing. So I feel like in terms of that, that's just one simple example, but I feel like that's why it's very important for a child to have a mother and a father.
I think it is very important to have both a mother and a father because I don't think a child reaches their full potential unless they have teachings from both sides. Because, like Dwight said, the mother is more the nurturer, and the father is more kind of like the, I don't know what word to use, but more of the, I guess, logical side of it. Like, the mother provides all the feelings, like something that children should not be afraid of expressing their feelings. Like, they shouldn't, I don't believe that kids should be punished for feeling some type of way. Like, everybody can feel some type of way. But I guess it's just like the teaching versus the nurturing. But don't get me wrong, I do believe the mom can get very, very close to playing a father role. Maybe not 100%.
There we go.
But I think the mother reaches that point closer or further than a dad playing a mom role. Like, I don't believe that a dad can get as close as what a mother would get to playing the father's role. I don't know if that makes sense. In terms of raising a child, okay?
Yeah. We ain't trying to fight against, we ain't trying to make things a female against male thing.
No. How have your expenses been affected since having a child? I feel like I can speak for both of us. We honestly haven't really felt it that like that. Yeah, we buy diapers, we buy wipes, we buy milk, we buy his snacks, we buy all that stuff, but we haven't really had to buy clothes because we were given a lot of clothes, so we haven't really bought him clothes that much.
We still bought shoes,
we bought him shoes like and clothes, socks, yeah. But I don't think we've spent more than $100 on clothes for him.
She speaks for both of us because I ain't feeling it either.
If there was one thing that you would want your child to remember about you when you are long gone, what would that be? I would want him to know how down I was for him. Like, all the things that I did for him, all the hard work that I did for him. I would do anything for him. That's basically it.
For me, my one thing would be I didn't do anything in my life without God.
Oh, that's a good
and
one.
I put God first in everything I did, you know? And I would want him to know that because I would want him to know that he could put God first in everything he do. And he could, like, you know, rely on God for any much a thing he want, you know? As long as he put in the work for it, God gonna do the rest, you know? So that's something I would want him to know about me, so that he could replicate that, and his children could replicate that, and his children's children could replicate that. One thing I would want him to know about us.
I really do like that one, yeah, your answer.
Why, thank you. Is how deeply in love we are with each other, between, you know, in the good and in the bad, you know, because it's easy to love when it's good. It's hard to love when it's bad, you know? So I would want him to know what true love really look like, you know? And I want us to show him that, you know? So when we're long gone, he could do the same thing and treat a female the way I treat Darlene, or even better than I treat Darlene.
Say hello!
This is the little one we're talking about. Y'all done see him if y'all watched the channel before though.
What is one story about your partner that you cannot wait to tell your child when he is the appropriate age?
One thing I'd like to tell him about Darlene Weenie is the fact that when we was in college, Darlene did not like weed at all. At all. She hated weed, and she You know?
I cannot wait to tell him that whenever I was giving birth, he was asleep and they had to wake him up to let him know that the baby was coming. And so he got up really, really fast and he was like super out of it. I don't even know. He was literally laying on the couch because I was in the labor room for like what?
7 hours.
Like 7 to 8 hours.
Middle of the night.
Yeah.
Let's give some.
But I was over there with no sleep, no food, super tired, and
But you was doing good though. You wasn't in no pain at that point.
I wasn't in no pain, but I was. You know how exhausted I was. I was exhausted. I was tired. I was
I'm sorry.
sleepy, and I had this guy over here on the couch snoring. Like, come on, bro.
I'm sorry.
But anyways, they had to wake him up. I don't know if the nurse or my mom woke you up.
I don't know who woke me up.
Yeah, somebody had to wake him up. And I'm like, just go, man, please, just. I was like, let's go, let's do this, let's finish this. But yeah, that's one story I can't wait to tell him, that he was sleeping when I was in labor. Last but not least, this is the golden question. Who do you think your child looks like the most? Well, let's see. Come, baby. He is the perfect blend of us two. And I'm not being biased. I'm not trying to be cute or nothing. That's really my honest opinion.
I think he's the perfect blend of me and her. That head is all mine, and he don't have that.
That's definitely not my head.
You got that McDonald's
I got a waterfall head, right?
Yeah, you got a cliff. You got a drop in the back of her head. It literally go head, and then it's flat, right, like Niagara Falls.
Parenting is hard.
As you could tell.
It's fun. I think it's really fun too.
Yeah, man, it's all of that and above, to be honest.
So you kind of get to start living your childhood
And then we over here.
again.
And then we over here on the park doing things we used to do when we were smaller. Like wrapping the swing around to make it higher. And
Jumping off the swing.
so yeah, it's fun. It definitely takes you back to being a child sometimes, so that's good. And it's also challenging. And if you ain't ready to have a kid, just don't do it. I definitely think you should not do it. You should wait. So it'd be one less kid without a father or a mother, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's my
It's definitely very rewarding. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye. So, if you guys... Are you going to say something?
Spend a bag on her or him.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes on myself too, yeah. You know, but...
Yeah, more so. I'm just kidding.
Because sometimes I didn't think I treat her really bad. So...
What? Are you joking?
Attitude. Definitely from her too.
Peace.